What's up, you guys? It's about 30 something degrees out here, so I'm sufficiently cold, and here we are with our December compost update. I think this is about month 8, and let's get to it. I'm gonna go ahead and just show you the process of me just throwing a bunch of crap into my compost and just adding a bunch of stuff over it. So hopefully in like several months to a couple years, we'll be somewhere. So let's get to it. Welcome back, you guys. This is Riley here with Learn With Me. This is the home of your most beginner-friendly guides to just living life, trying to start a homestead. For this video here, we're going to showcase the end of the year routine for my compost. Let's get to it. As you can see here, I'm going to first start off by mixing stuff up. Going to add a little commentary as far as comments throughout the video as well. But this isn't really that big of a deal in regards to it being the end of the year. That being said, this will have marked about 7 or 8 months that I will have been actively contributing to compost. I may have said this in other videos, but one benefit of having a compost bin is that my trash smells less. I don't have to worry about my trash really smelling as much when I leave the house and during the hot days or in the winter. It also helps that I don't have anything attempting to get into my trash. While I do have meat scraps and different things like that, without the fruit there's nothing really adding to the sweetness, especially when it comes to the vegetables and a lot of the other things that I can compost with it. The one thing you might be asking is, how come animals don't go into my compost bin? Well, first off, you see that I try to mix everything up pretty well, but outside of that, you just saw me have a shovel full of ash. I like to mix that in well because I like to think that the animals and the bugs around wouldn't necessarily love the smell of that, and that might hide more of the smells that are apparent, very strong in the compost. On top of that, I try not to go and take on too much more than I can handle. And I feel that if I'm really going intense with this and I know I don't have enough time for this, I will attract pests and different animals. That being said, that's why you see all the bags of leaves around. I like to use the bags of leaves to help dry out the compost a bit more and kind of keep it more moist towards the center, but overall just kind of break down a lot of the moisture in the areas, and that way when I am adding new scraps and stuff to it, I can go ahead and get that coated and make that dense enough that it does not have that high a degree of a smell or just a rotting smell. In all honesty, my compost for the most part, even though it's not the greatest thing, it smells somewhat sweet. It's kind of hard to describe. It's almost like a fermentation kind of smell. Yeah, you see all these yucky scraps. The scraps actually do not smell that great, but that being said, after sitting in the compost, after I mix it and moisturize it and with the water and stuff like that, the compost, I can tell that it's making progress. I just wanted to take a moment to thank my subscribers out there. I could not do this without your support. Appreciate all the viewers and anyone here for the first time. Check out some of my playlists. I have some in the video description, and whenever you would like to see more information, either comment or check the video description. I try to include as much information in the video description as I can, but if you have any recommendations or anything, please let me know. Right here, you're seeing me pour a lot of dirt back into my compost. Sometimes I like to add dirt to my compost as a way to revitalize the dirt if I know that a plant's been in that area and it just has not been doing as well, or it just died and the dirt is spent. I try to mix it in with the new compost to kind of also help break down the smells. And once mixed in, we have a decent compost that can maintain itself for either a couple days or a couple weeks. But it works with my schedule and it is not overwhelming. I promise you guys it isn't hard, so you guys should try getting into composting too.